Hey everybody, I'm Drew with Splash Pages. We're at Terrificon, and we have absolutely one of the best. We have the great, the awesome, the very chill Mike Choi here. Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
All right, cool.
Don't know who to look at. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You just look there. Yeah, it's fine. You're doing good, man. It's already off to a good start. So my first introduction to you was you were working with Ed Brubaker on Uncanny X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
You had two stories, and it was just great to see them back and forth. One was the X-Men in San Francisco. This is when they're on Utopia or getting started with that.
Right.
And the city is going back to the 60s, and then you have a side story where you have it's Wolverine and Colossus and Nightcrawler and going on like a road trip through Russia, and of course shit goes awry.
Right.
So my question to you is, what was that like, kind of reimagining the X-Men in the time that they were created, the 60s? And then what was it like working with Brubaker? Do you have any like crazy fun stories around that?
Yeah. The best part of the entire project with Ed was that first conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people had prepared me that he likes to talk, but the first time I talked to him, not in a bad way, but like the first conversation with him was like at least 2 hours long. We were just talking about like what kind of sensibilities were coming in, what kind of cultural touchstones we have coming in. And he's a great guy. He's a great, and also like you kind of forget that like, oh yeah, this is like a really, really good writer,
Oh yeah.
So I have that mode where I'm like, I kind of oscillate between like being a fan and being a pro. And
right.
So when I went to, being a fan, I was like, holy crap, I'm talking to Ed Brubaker, But then we start talking about whatever, and that was really cool.
Yeah, you're just like, oh no, he's like, oh yeah, he did Captain America and things, but he's just a guy. He likes,
for sure, yeah.
You go to like, oh wow, he pays his bill like everybody else. Like,
there it is. Yeah.
Wow, crazy. So another thing that you brought up that is, and I think I talked about this with you earlier, is like our show where we every week we review books and usually to creators learning about comics that we wouldn't have known out otherwise. You had a similar project with a group of artists. I believe it's called the Syndicate.
Yeah.
You and I think Otley, LaFuente, a few other artists.
Yeah.
You were all there. Like, how did that happen? Like, how that spin out?
So me and David are like, he's one of those guys. I've only seen him once in my entire life.
Wow.
But I absolutely love him. What happened is we got. Can I swear on this?
Oh, absolutely. Go nuts.
Fucking trashed in New York Comic Con. Like that's the first time I met him on Irish car bombs, because that's what we were doing for some reason, because we were young and stupid.
Great.
And I want to say I lost count at 11, which doesn't make sense in my brain, because that would kill a person, right?
Yeah.
So
you would die.
but we were. I mean, maybe we had it between us or something, but like,
right.
I don't know how 11 divides by 2, but I'm sure we figured out a way. But since then, like we had so many things in common.
Right.
If you check out his run on Ultimate Spider-Man, that first issue, I'm in it.
Oh, nice.
So if you see, and again, he's a guy I've only met once.
Right.
But we talk all the time. He's in Europe. We keep missing each other at conventions, but I think we're going to see each other again. And it just dawned on me, we're going to see each other again in New York Comic Con.
What?
So I don't know how
crazy.
that's going to go. But we're both deep into corporate comics.
Right.
And we both kind of wanted to say, hey, but we're big fans of like these independent comic books.
Right.
Let's do a book club.
Right.
So it basically became we're going to do art based on these independent books, so that we have an excuse, a reason to read these independent books. And that's how we got into Lock and Key and all these other ones. But also, we got into all these other artists I had never heard of. James Herron, that was my introduction. Like, he became a part of it.
Oh, wow.
Ryan was already big.
Right.
But, it just became this bigger thing. And then all of a sudden we realized it was like another job.
Right.
So eventually we kind of had to put a stop to it and take a sabbatical, and it's been a permanent sabbatical.
Well, maybe one day you'll do Syndicate 2.0 or something, right?
For sure.
But with no Irish car bombs. I don't think you can do.
I
was doing that like two of you combined. I was like, that's 5.1. So I think that's a car bomb and like a car shot, like
5.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we were just or maybe we were just sharing from the beginning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, it was fun times.
Yeah. No. Totally.
Are these answers like super long?
No. You're doing great. You're doing. Listen, the hat is helping you out. I'm telling you, it's a good fashion statement.
All right.
So another thing you worked on is you had a cover with Complex Magazine. You and Sonia Bobak.
Yep.
That was Olivia Munn.
Right.
And you did it. And originally, you said you had a lot of good times with it, but originally you went and it was like, oh, this is going to be like Aha's, like Take On Me.
Right.
But it was really more like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I think because Complex is more of a hip hop. Well, it's a culture, and I think their touchstone was more Take on Me, the music video aspect.
Right.
But I was like from the very beginning, I was like, no, this is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Right.
So it was really cool. I was there on location during the shoot,
right.
and it was kind of cool that this was Olivia Munn before she hit it big.
Right.
So she was like. I was telling her, like, no, can you, like, move the thing this way? Like, imagine the thing on this way. And she was asking me, like, am I doing it right? And now, hindsight, like, given how she's really big now,
it
was just kind of like, oh, yeah, that's a part of my career. It just one of those weird things that's happened to me my entire career. They're like, oh, yeah, that happened.
Right.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and someone's like, oh, and like, yeah, I did that. Right.
Yeah, and the article was written by my sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's one of those kind of at the family's like, so I did that thing and she did that article, so you're proud, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, like she's a New York Times best-selling author.
Whoa.
She actually, between the two of us, she has the when it comes to individual comic books that we've done, she has the most valuable one because she wrote a Lady Deadpool one-shot.
Oh.
So
wow.
So she's got that in her whatever.
Right.
But yeah, she's big time. She's working on TV shows and stuff, and I think that is our only collaboration. That Complex magazine thing.
Cool, man. I mean, that's that. So another thing is, I absolutely loved your work on X-Force.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it was great. Craig Kyle, Christopher Yost, and whatnot. And I believe you said that one of your favorites is a thing with X-23 when she realizes the legacy virus that's inside her is it snapped. The guy with the drill, like she's gonna die.
Right.
And you said that look in her face of realizing is your favorite.
Oh yeah.
Like one of the favorite things you've ever done.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that first Uncanny run with Ed. So I'd known him as one of the writers of Gotham Central.
Oh, okay.
That was one of my favorite books.
Oh, it's a great book.
own the original art of the first cover.
What? That's amazing.
It's got an inscription on it. I try to ignore it.
Right.
But anyway, so I own that. I'm a huge fan of it. So when I first got the gig and was told that I'm going to be working with Ed, that's what I went to. It's like, oh shoot, we're going to be telling like these stories, like personal stories, where I get to. My fine arts credit, it's going to sound so douchey.
You're doing
my
good.
fine arts credit in high school and college was theater. So I actually pride myself on like trying to get my characters to act,
No, I'm a theater person, so
I
get it.
Cool.
Yeah. It inspires how you look at things. You're thinking like movement and
for sure,
flow.
yeah. But more than that, yeah, absolutely. But also the acting. If you can't believe someone, like their facial expressions and how they're feeling, then
it's different when you see someone's like, oh, that's person trying to, or you see that they are that character.
Right, exactly. As opposed to someone playing cosplay.
Right, exactly.
So when I do these commissions, that's something that I keep in mind is that I don't want to just do someone like wearing cosplay as that character. I think it was Adam Hughes that first said that, and it absolutely. Anyway,
you're doing good, man.
Yeah. So, and then Ed hands us this script that has all this fun stuff, and, like, amazing stuff, fighting robots and stuff. But definitely, like one of my favorite things with Craig and Chris, who wrote that X-Force issue and Target X, was those personal moments where you had like these emotional moments, and I think that's the stuff that sticks.
Right. Because
people still come to me now, and I mean, this is a convention. I've signed so many X-23 books, Target X, and a lot of it comes from, they say, but like people tell me that like our run on that Target X book is like what they think of when they think of X-23.
Right.
And I think it's because we made people, not to sound like weird, but fall in love with X-23. And I think you need to do that, and then they'll remember it, and then they'll keep coming for the character.
Yeah.
So that was one of the moments, was when she has that moment when she's, I don't know, if I could go on, man. Like, I don't, people like say like, it's so weird calling her X-23. Like, she should be Laura, she should be Wolverine. But in my brain, she's always X-23. She was a clone. She was brought up as a clone, as a weapon.
Right.
And she's trying to get past that. She's not normal. She's not a regular kid.
Right.
Becoming a robot. She was a robot, and what she's pretending to trying to be is the
human.
So that's why, like, when she's scared, and that's the first time that she's scared. Like, I wanted to show that, hey, like, what does it look like when X-23 is scared?
Right.
Because she doesn't have that.
Right.
You know.
Well, my man, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you so
because
much.
I remember looking at it, and like you said, like I was like, that. It's not an oh shit. This is the end.
Right.
And it's like, it's almost like she was like, I can't believe it. That like, wow. So no, seriously. So the last thing is, if you want to talk about, anything you're working on right now.
Okay.
I believe you have a current project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a Kickstarter going on. It's got 6 days left.
Okay.
It's called Gochugaru, which is chili powder in Korean.
Okay.
But basically, it's I call it a diarrhea of my brain of everything I've wanted to draw. I just did 5 years of a romance novel, basically. Romance stories with JMS, Straczynski.
Okay.
And I've had such a great time with it. It's amazing.
Right.
But this is just like, all right, all the stuff I didn't get to draw, like all this graphic violence, all this like mayhem, and that's what I just say. Here it is.
Yeah.
So it's just 24 pages of that. And
awesome.
it hit it got funded in 5 hours.
What, 5 hours?
Yeah, 5 hours. Thank you very much.
One, yeah.
So it's great. It just shows that people, I mean,
people care, Mike.
I say they believe in the project, but it doesn't exist, so they actually believe in me.
Yeah, they believe in you, man.
So it's kind of really, it's humbling.
You did good.
Thank you very much.
Good.
This is surreal, man. Like me holding a mic, talking about myself is surreal. It's always going to be surreal.
All right, there you go. So, well, listen, surreal or not, everybody, Mike Choi, check it out. If you don't know his work, change that. He's extremely approachable. He's a super chill dude. But do not pay for his tab later on. I will tell you that. So everybody, stay on for Terrificon. We got a lot more coming up. So I don't know. Don't change that channel.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Excelsior!